Hi, it's Papa again. You may wonder, what do minimalists eat? Well, let's go and I'll show you what I eat. We don't have a refrigerator, so we have to eat a diet that does not require a refrigerator, and it's easier than you might think. A refrigerator, takes a tremendous amount of electric power. Excuse me. And it is the place where you put all your leftovers that you end up throwing away. That's a big waste of money, waste of food. Or at least that's what we did when we had a fridge. Also, it has all those foods in it that are really bad for you. Ranch dressing and cheesy things. Stuff like that. So if you do away with your refrigerator, you're doing yourself a favor, in my opinion. So, but if you do, then what do you eat? Well, here's what I eat. This is breakfast along with a cup of coffee or two. Prunes, old people have to eat prunes, but they taste good, and these prunes require no refrigeration, winter or summer. In a hot summer, by the time I finished eating these prunes, a couple of prunes every morning, they have not spoiled or gone bad or anything like that. And of course, the V8's got vitamins in it. It's good for you. So that's my breakfast. It lasts about 3 hours, and then I get hungry again. So next is lunch. Lunch is my big meal of the day, usually. And so this is lunch right here. Oh, by the way, both Grammy and I keep all our food in a plastic bucket like this with a lid, because mice cannot get in there and roaches cannot get in there. And I don't know, at age 66, I don't know of any house that doesn't have some mice and some roaches in it. So anyway, for lunch I usually have some kind of meat, either salmon, canned chicken, canned tuna, occasionally sardines. In the summer, sardines. I don't love sardines, but they're cheap and they're good for you. And I put in mayo and spicy brown mustard. The mayo I use I wish it were Duke's mayonnaise. Duke's mayonnaise is the most delightful substance known to man. And when I go to heaven, I want to go to a place where there's a 55-gallon drum of Duke's mayonnaise. But down here on earth, I eat this olive oil mayo, which is better for you. This comes from Walmart, but you can, the avocado oil mayonnaise, they say, is the best. It's just a little harder to find. And a mustard is supposed to be good for you too. And then for dessert, I'll have a spoonful or two of this peanut butter. I would like to use natural peanut butter, but it is just so slimy. And the summer is super slimy without, refrigerating it. It's just too messy for me, and it won't stick to a spoon. So I'm using the regular old peanut butter that you get from, Walmart or Ingles. Now, this chicken in the can, this tuna in the can, a lot of people turn up their noses at it because they say it's nasty. And I would submit to you that all chicken is nasty, whether it come in a can or whether it's frozen or whether it's fresh, quote unquote fresh, in the produce department, because all that stuff comes from the same chickens who live in chicken houses and get medicated chicken feed. So unless you're eating free-range chickens that cost a fortune, you're eating the same thing that I'm eating. The only difference is my chicken in the can is fresher because they cook it to boiling temperature so that every germ is killed from it, and then they can it immediately. Not so with either the frozen. The frozen probably maybe a more germ-free, but it's raw. And you can freeze a germ, but that doesn't necessarily kill the germ. Boiling kills them. And then the fresh produce chicken is the nastiest of all because it was killed fresh, and at the chicken processing plant, and there's all kind of germs going on there, and it was just put in a wrapper. So anybody who eats that stuff is not eating better or safer or fresher than this canned chicken. That's my take on it. I could be wrong, but it makes me feel good. And then for supper, I either have, hummus, or oatmeal. I'll heat up some water on the Coleman stove, put in 2 packs of oatmeal, and then a big blob of peanut butter in there with it, and that's what I'll have for supper. Now, none of this stuff requires refrigeration. Some people think that the hummus has to be refrigerated after you open it up. Not so, because you eat it up so fast that it doesn't have time to go bad. Same thing, the mayo will not go bad in my experience from not being in a refrigerator after it's open. If you're worried about that, you can get small containers of mayo, but they cost a little bit more per ounce. And also somewhere in there I'll have a protein drink during the day because I'm trying to build up some muscles for mountain biking. And I put in, when we need milk, we use this non-fat dry milk. Yuck, gross me out, gag me with a spoon. Okay, fine, but you know what? This stuff does not have to be refrigerated, and anybody who likes the taste of coffee, anybody who likes the taste of beer, anybody who likes the taste of rum and Coke can surely grow to like the taste of instant non-fat dry milk. Both Grammy and I have, and it's perfectly fine. It's just a matter of what you want to get used to. So that's what we eat. And why? But why do this? Why eat this kind of food? This is not a... All right, let's do a sugar count. Yes, there's sugar in that. What else? There might be some sugar in that. Don't know for sure. But that's about it. So mostly we're eating a high protein, medium fat, low carb diet, and they say that's really good for you. A high carb diet I don't think is good. I think that contributes to obesity. I mean, I know it contributes to obesity when people eat too many carbs. Also, I think it stresses your pancreas because your pancreas has to shoot out insulin every time you eat high carbs. If you do that for 40 or 50 or 60 years, diabetes is knocking at your door, and possibly pancreatic cancer because the pancreas has been stressed to pieces. Eating this way, none of this food is super tasty to me. So I'm not going to be prone to overeat. That's a good thing. I'll keep my weight in balance. Also, if you eat this kind of stuff, your grocery bill plummets. Your health quotient goes up. You save tons of money. And what do you do with that money that you save? You buy what you really want. What do you really want? Grammy and I can buy just about anything we really want anytime we want it because we save so much money. Living as minimalists cost us about 1/3 of our monthly income. So we have the whole rest of it to do anything. I'm getting ready to buy a new computer. I just bought a $600 acoustic guitar and a $150 recording mini track recording studio. I don't know what you call it. Tascam. Anyway, and Grammy's buying a whole month of condominium usage in Tampa, Florida, about every year. So we're having a lot of fun, and you can do it too if you decided to change your life and become, if you can, not everybody can, and become a minimalist like we do. Pop out!